Hey, what is up guys? In this video, I will be explaining and giving in-depth analysis on the design choices of characters from One Piece as part of a series called One Piece Quickies, where I hope to explain the inspiration Oda had when designing the Straw Hats or other characters within this 20-year-old manga. Eiichiro Oda, the author of One Piece, always wanted to create a story of pirates, and well, he did. But the character design of his main protagonist did not look like a pirate from history. Rather, Luffy, the main protagonist, looked very young, skinny, and not much intimidating. Why is this? Well, the reason for Luffy looking like this could be because of Oda's inspiration from Dragon Ball, the series which changed the perspective of anime in the eyes of mangakas and viewers, as many mangakas were inspired by this series and wanted to create a similar series which had children jumping off their sofas and screaming. And Oda was one of those mangakas who were passionately inspired by the famous series Dragon Ball and the main protagonist Goku. However, Dragon Ball already did everything that Oda could possibly imagine in the eyes of a kid. So when creating the designs for Luffy, he wanted to make him more manly. This could be because Oda was planning to create a series which is more mature and aimed at young teens at the age of 15. Luffy was first featured in a series of mangas called Romance Dawn, which is usually seen as an early prototype manga to One Piece. In this early adaptation of One Piece, we see Luffy who looks exactly the same to Luffy we would later see in the main story, but this incarnation of Luffy was much smarter and intelligent than Luffy we know as of now. And he was first introduced riding on a boat with 3 flags that represent the Crescent Moon Pirates, but we won't be going in depth into them. This version of Luffy has strong similarities with the Luffy we know in the current series, as he is a Peace Moon pirate who only seeks to adventure on epic quests and journeys, and still has his iconic straw hat, which is his deep and beloved treasure given to him by another Peace Moon pirate known as Shanks. In Romance Dawn version 1, Luffy is shown as a kid, and from his depictions, he looks much more older than the kid Luffy we know from the main series, and we see a similar pattern of Luffy depicted more older and mature at the end of the chapter, as he is shown with a small goatee and a much more bigger pirate ship than his current one, which looks less cool in my opinion. In another adaptation of One Piece called Romance Dawn version 2, we see a Luffy who looks strikingly similar to Luffy in the main series and Luffy from Romance Dawn version 1. However, in this version of Luffy, he is less intelligent than his other incarnations and is still seen with his straw hat, but this time it was given to him by his grandfather and not Shanks. He also names his attacks, but the naming scheme is different, as he does not name it after weapons. In both of these early incarnations of Luffy, they both are missing the scar beneath his left eye, which he got from stabbing himself as a way of showing to Shanks that he is strong enough to join his crew, and the drawing style of him is kind of different. This is because Oda wanted it to suit the drawing style of Romance Dawn, as Luffy is seen much more taller and older than his current look. In conclusion, in early adaptations of One Piece, Oda drew Luffy to look more mature and way more older in Luffy's backstory as well as in the present part of the story. This could be because of his decision to make a manga series which shows the main protagonist's manliness and wanted it to be a bit more different than Dragon Ball, as he wanted to aim it to an older demographic. However, Oda could have changed his mind on that decision because in the current One Piece story before the time skip, he does not look much older than his original incarnations, and from his actions with other characters, he doesn't seem really mature. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I hope you guys got interesting facts from this episode of One Piece Quickies, and see you next time in another video where I explain things.